bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you in the sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Children of Éarte. We are so excited to be here again after our narrative break. And let's jump in. Let's get started. Adam, who's helping us out today? Oh no, you're muted, Adam.
Oh no, that face. He looks so sad. Oh no. Oh, poor Adam.
I started to say that I forgot to pull up my list even. And so I am just completely firing on all cylinders as we get started here today. But since I've done this enough, I might be able to improv our sponsors a little bit tonight. And if I don't, everyone in the cast can help me out, I'm sure. First of all, we have Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. So thank you so much for the support. And you can get an Electrum chest code on the overlay or bouncing around in chat, I'm sure now. So thank you, Idle Champions, for that support. We have Die Hard Dice, who has supplied our cast with, and I'm completely out of alliterative things now. And so I'm going to continue to cast source this and see if anyone has any ideas as I am completing.
Are we on A or
anything?
We're going back to the top
anything.
of the alphabet.
Let's just not even
last week
constrain
we had
ourselves this
Chance
time.
Collectors, so we're on D.
Yeah. D sounds good. Let's start with the D.
Hey, you know what starts with D?
What? That starts with D.
Delightful dice.
Delightful dice. Deborah's
Delightful.
dice. Deborah's delightful dice.
That's a
Deborah's
new spell is what
delightful
that is.
dice.
Yeah.
They should make that set. Die Hard if you're listening. You can snag 10% off an order with the code Éarte at dieharddice.com. And we are going to be giving away a gift card in chat. So pay attention to the prompts for that. And then finally, Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. I am Adam Bradford, the CDO at Demiplane. We have several interesting, fun things that are going on at Demiplane. Today we announced a 5e Nexus, and you can go to 5enexus.com and sign up for updates. So nothing to see here yet, but we have some big plans for independent publisher, independent third-party creator support going on the basis of the 5.1 SRD. So lots of fun coming for 5e Nexus. Check that out. And tonight I am playing Silas Jordan Sorrell, your dimensionally displaced magical superfan. First try.
Wait a minute. Hey, everybody. Let me take my lozenge out of my mouth. It's annoying me. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. I'm a costume artist and obviously an RPG performer. I'm always doing new costuming content on my socials. So if you follow me there, you'll get to see just all the madness that I am up to on a regular basis. Tonight, I am playing Fairuza Armstrong, the tall, the proud attorney at law.
And for our wonderful Idle Champions folks, isn't there a little thing coming out tomorrow that you want to maybe say something about?
I can say it. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, it's gotten announced. Go for it.
Okay, my charity familiar Misty, the Will-O-Wisp, is introduced into the game tomorrow at 12 noon, and she's playable. You have to try her. She's absolutely adorable. You have to understand, when I first pitched the idea to the powers that be, they sort of sat there for a minute like, that was your idea, a puffball? I was like, but she bites like a dog. She follows you around, and she's kind of, and they were like, but wait, and then it went from there. So to see like the artists bring it to life like they do in that game is just, I'm really excited about it. So you check it out tomorrow. I'll do more promotion tomorrow, but thank you for reminding me, Lauren, to post it here. All right, cool. That's it.
Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer, this time with all joints in place. Hooray!
Yay!
Yay.
We love it. I am at DreamWisp on all of the things. I'm a performer, I'm an author, I do all sorts of stuff. Find me there, find me streaming as DreamWisp Jen on Twitch. But tonight I am playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on the socials as Obo Lauren. You can find me here tonight as Carolyn Neb Stern, Octopus Whisperer.
Oh, I hope so.
Octopish whisper.
Octopish? Well, I mean, I'm only talking to the one right now.
That's true,
So,
that's true.
Wait,
one
was that
octopus.
foreshadowing?
The language is octopish.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle. Tomorrow is the big finale of my show, Fantastic Kings. We're going to have a huge fight with a Nightmare King. So come check it out. It's going to be pretty epic. And tonight I am playing Miss Robin Beckett, your friendly granny for hire.
Hi, I'm Deborah Ann Woll. I am your storyteller for this evening. You can find me on the things. I do things just like Jen does. I breathe, I eat, I talk. And all of those things. But mostly tonight, I want to say Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I adore you all and everyone at home who decided to tune in on this evening of love and romance. I don't know that we have a particularly romantic adventure for you today, but we feel romantic towards you all. So thank you to Josh and all of the players for being here and everyone at home. Let's settle in and prepare for the 35th, chapter 35 of Children of Éarte. So last time you all descended into the depths 68 feet below sea level and entered a sea lab where you explored the different areas of your small confines here. After a while, as the night got darker and the storm raged overhead and you realized you were going to have to be here for a while, you watched in the night as the bioluminescent phytoplankton, floated through, as well as the dark shadow of a giant octopus. Neb, you attempted to speak to it. It did not seem terribly receptive. I don't know that it could hear you. But it eventually popped up inside your moon pool of this underwater sea lab, and Neb, you ran over to check it out. So I believe at this moment all light is extinguished, and Neb, in your attempt to speak to it, it did lash out and I believe get one tentacle wrapped around your back. You are grappled by it. With that, we started initiative, and Maeve, you are up first. In darkness, you hear a wet as it slaps. Something slaps, and the rest of it has, you can hear the flap of its flesh against the edge of the walls inside of the moon pool room.
I think I would like to aim at the tentacle that has.
All right, you are at disadvantage because it is pitch black.
Fair enough.
You are welcome to try.
I said I'm gonna do it, so I won't change my mind. I'm gonna follow through with the thing I said I was gonna do. So I look at it and I say no. Or I try to look at it.
You try to look at it. You point in the general direction of the sounds. Now, because it is on your friend, there are some consequences to an extraordinarily low roll, but we'll see.
So I have a 15 and an 18.
All right, the 15 will hit. It is big and fleshy.
Delightful.
Happy Valentine's Day. I apologize.
Big fleshy tentacles.
I'm here for it.
Here we go.
I'm here for it.
That's gonna be 8 points.
8 points. All right.
Of course, as this oomph, this wave comes through the water.
Okay.
as if a whale's tail had words. There are words. I swear. I know them. I write for a
Words.
living. Can
Words.
you tell?
Yes.
As if a whale's tail had flapped.
Slapped?
Not a slap. This
Not a
this
slap?
is just the force of a. It's not forceful enough to be the full tail slap. It's,
I mean, it's not like a killer whale punting a dolphin.
all I can think of is the
Mm.
sign, but
There you go.
Mhm.
but it's the impact of the downward
Gotcha.
push.
Mm.
So in
That's
that,
a very
you know,
long way to describe a force.
we totally got that. So yeah, this force radiate, you actually hear, because you're just behind her in the room where all the like science equipment, you all hear the rattle of glass on the shelves as the beakers and everything kind of shudder a little bit with the force of this thing. As you hear this, and potentially Neb, you're seeing a little better in this darkness than everyone else. It's hard, it's blurry, it's shades of dark gray, so it's hard to really get a sense of what everything is, but you at least are catching the shapes. You see the whole thing kind of rock as it recoils a couple of other tentacles. You are still held by the one, but it definitely kind of recoils a little bit with the pain of that hit. It is now your turn, Neb, unless there's anything else, Maeve.
Yes, I would
Okay,
like
go
to
ahead.
do one other thing, which is I would like to reach into my pocket and
Yes.
draw forth my letter opener.
You got it.
Mhm.
Neb, you are grappled.
I am.
Restrained.
Can I see, because this thing has crawled out of the moon pool,
Mhm.
do I see eyes? Can I make eye contact with it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking at you.
All right. I'm gonna right in its eyes, and with as much sincerity as I can muster, without sounding as scared as I've suddenly become, I'm gonna say, listen, I want to talk to you, but if you drag me in the water, it's gonna get bad. So why don't you let go and we'll have a chat? I even have snacks. And I'm gonna hold my action
Uh-huh.
for if it decides to not let go and try to drag me into the water, I will do
Okay.
something. But that's
Okay.
all Neb is going to do at this moment, is just plead with
Gotcha.
it to let go.
I'm gonna let you hold your action, but I'm also still gonna ask you to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna make your persuasion check.
I was actually just about to ask. I have a +4 to persuasion.
Okay.
Oh.
Fantastic. And you're gonna hold for now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm holding something, and if it tries to drag me into the water, I'm going to have a reaction.
Okay, you got it. Robin, you're up next. So you hear Neb go or something like that.
You're like, "Oh,
Slap.
But it's pitch
in
black.
the darkness.
I mean,
and like rattling glass.
I saw Maeve hit it, right?
Yes, you
Attack
did.
it.
You saw
Okay.
Neb.
Can I add one more sentence onto that
Sure.
in common, I guess, and be like,
English,
I'm
yeah.
talking to it. Give me a second. I'm talking to it.
Okay.
Okay, I mean it's pitch black, right? Robin doesn't know what's happening. Robin would like to move forward to be able to put a shoulder or a hand on Neb's shoulder. That's
All right. Let's do a perception check.
Okay.
Just
disadvantage?
just flat, because you're using everything you've got to all your focus to sort of feel your way forward and get in position that you want to be.
15 plus 16.
16. So you feel forward. I forget exactly what orientation you're in, but you squeeze by anyone who might be in front of you and reach out, and you can get a hand onto Neb's shoulder. And as you reach up, you feel the cold, soft flesh of the octopus's tentacle around the back of her neck.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Oh, dear. No.
All the rest of you in the darkness here. Oh dear.
Hi, Robin.
You know, okay. Neb, Robin's just going to. It's okay, Neb. I want you to think really, really small for me, okay? And Robin reaches out her hand and thinks really, really hard and the octopus is going to reduce in size.
Can the octopus attempt to not, or is this just gonna
You
happen?
cause a creature or an object you see to grow smaller for the duration. Choose your object creature. Da, 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 da. If it is unwilling, make
Okay.
a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, Constitution saving
Uh-oh.
throw.
Let's see.
They always told me to think big.
I mean, when you reach a certain size, you can only go in the other direction, right?
You
I
just
wish
gotta
they
think
told me the
smaller.
other.
Hopefully.
Okay, hold on. I gotta do this thing here.
This is amazing.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, come on, you silly thing. Go back.
I know.
Go back. Go back.
Baby
Okay.
octopus be cute.
Okay. That is a 15.
Oh,
no! I kind of wanted it to work.
thinking small. I'm thinking
Actually,
small.
Actually?
Silas is going to take his reaction at this
Uh-huh.
point, and let me make sure. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that this is possible. Let's see. Magically distract triggering creature. Yeah, it doesn't even say that it has to understand me or anything.
No,
So,
no, I doubt it.
So Silas is just going to say, I think you heard her. She said to make yourself smaller. And it's going to prompt a re-roll of that.
Okay, here we go.
Oh!
Meanwhile, Neb, who Robin told her to think small, is going, I'm trying. I really am.
I
Silas
said to
doesn't
reduce
understand
your
what's going on anyway.
expectations.
Reduce your
Yeah.
expectations.
That was a natural 1.
Silas for the
Do you
win.
reduce by 1 size normally, Robin?
Target
Is
wearing
the
a-
spell reduced normally by
yeah,
1 size?
it's halved in all
Halved.
dimensions.
Okay,
It's
you're gonna
wow.
have twice on my natural 1.
As part of that that barb
Yes.
that Silas just threw out there that was not very clever, but it worked. He is also going to grant Neb. Well, actually, it says that I can see. Can I see anybody in
No.
where we are right now? Okay.
No.
All right.
There's
Never
You
mind.
grant it to
0
yourself?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I can choose myself. I assume I can see myself, right?
Well, you're aware of yourself, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm
I'm going
allow
to get
that.
advantage on my next stuff.
Okay,
So.
you can have that. So Robin, as you say, think small, and you try to, and then from behind, like way in the back, you hear Silas be like, "She said, think small." And whatever this combination of things, Neb, as you're looking at this creature in front of you, this wild, enormous creature, it's suddenly almost like you're pulling it towards yourself, and now, sitting on your shoulder is a fairly normal sized, small little octopus.
Oh my
Hi.
It seems very confused.
It's
Neb,
not the
what is
only
happening?
one. Well, Miss Robin told me to think small, and apparently the octopus did.
Are we out of initiative order right now?
I mean, let's keep going just for this round and see what happens. Fairuza, you are up next if Robin is done. The rest of you don't really know what's happened.
Yeah, like we're just. So wait, all of a sudden, do we see
You
a little
nothing.
octopus? A Neb?
Only Neb sees this adorable little octopus. The rest of you see nothing. You may have heard as the suctions, the suckers got pulled off the side of the container, and maybe, I don't know, there's a little aw from Neb, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I would have said the thing about,
Yeah.
Robin told me to think small, but apparently the octopus did.
So you know something has happened.
Okay, so just in the back, you guys are gonna hear like booming voice because she applied thaumaturgy. What the hell is going on? Everyone move! And you see Fairuza like with her axe poised to like literally throw it into the darkness toward where she sees people acting like, move!
Well, glass shatters on the shelves.
Oh, hold on. It's small.
What?
It-
That
it's-
what? And Fairuza rushes forward.
Uh-huh.
What? What's small?
So you're feeling your way forward, knocking into each other. Silas, you can jump in now as your actual turn.
So Silas is going to just light up the ring and float it a little bit,
Okay.
like toward the situation where hopefully everyone can see.
So suddenly this green light erupts in front of you and sort of floats around up towards Neb, where you see this octopus clinging onto Neb's shoulder and neck, now, holding tight. It's shrunken itself up into as tiny a little ball as it can. And in fact, on its turn, which is happening now, you see it turn almost to the same color as Neb's skin and jacket, disappearing a little into the crick of her neck.
Oh, it's scared.
In fact, let's see.
I got
I mean, wouldn't you be?
Oh yeah, you would not know it was there unless you had literally seen it there a second ago.
Ooh.
I could probably still feel it though.
You can
right?
feel it.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
absolutely feel it. You all know, you can see the little outline of it, but it's matching colors excellently.
It's like the Predator.
Oh, in that case, I definitely got it. Bend over, Neb.
No. Hold on. Wait. I mean, I appreciate y'all running to help, but at this moment, would you want to talk to me now? I really just wanted to talk.
And you say, cool.
You?
I wave both my
Lozenge.
arms in a very
Yes.
distracting manner. It's just,
You feel on your neck, it's not piercing, but you can just feel its little beak moving and a little sort of tap wiggle of its legs and a little kind of, again, kind of slurping. But really, it's more just giving you the sense and the feeling of fear. It doesn't know what has happened to it. It's was just hungry, and it kind of just wants to go home.
Oh.
okay. Hang on, everybody, and I'm going to slowly start to walk towards the moon pool
Mm-hmm.
and reach into my bag and pull out one of the good berries I have left. And I'm
How many
gonna.
of those you have left? Neb, want to make sure you.
I have 5 because every time I make them, I make 10, and then I stick the others in the bag. So yes.
Right.
And I'd imagine, because I have always pictured good berries as like cherry tomato sized berries.
Yeah, me too.
So it's probably massive, but
Yes.
I'm gonna crouch down and put the good berry like next to the water and say, listen, all I wanted to do was talk, and things got a little out of hand. Why don't you go back, take some food, go back in the water, and we'll try this again. And I'm gonna just like hold out my arm so it can
Mm-hmm. It
crawl
sort
down.
of stays nestled up in your neck, and you see one tentacle reach out. I mean, like Stretch Armstrong, right? Like way 3 times the length of this little body, and grab the little cherry tomato goodberry out of your hand and roll it back up, disappearing within its legs and everything all curled up within your neck. It doesn't seem quite ready yet to climb down.
Okay, I mean, or you could snack there. That's fine. I'll just clean the shirt later.
Miss Robin, how long does this last?
I don't know.
Wait a
Neb,
minute.
you got to throw it. You got to get this thing off of you.
I'm
Wait a
finally
minute.
making.
Okay,
Oh.
gently set it then.
If you put it back in the water like this, it'll surely be eaten. No.
Exactly.
What's gonna
It's
eat
the
it?
size of a regular octopus.
All that's out there is
Oh, it
fire
is?
They tend to
tainted.
survive.
How is it on her shoulder the size of a regular octopus?
Robin
How
did
was it-
something amazing, and I
Oh,
thought she was
you
talking to
did.
me.
No,
Oh, you
I
guys-
bet
octopus
those
is
mirrors back
doing
there,
heat.
like those windows we were looking out of, they magnify because this is a research facility, and so I'm sure it's just like magnifying everything outside of it. I don't think the thing was ever that big.
Oh, Silas, and whenever this goes away, you're going to be very surprised. And I will. I know it's probably wet. I'm going to sit down
Yep.
and I'll keep the arm out. And I'm like, I'll tell my new octopus companion, friend, acquaintance, my new octopus acquaintance. Listen, you're not going to be small forever. You're probably going to want to get off of me before you get big again.
Also, it might want to breathe again sometime.
That too. I mean, I'm just giving it options.
But that's the thing is, if we put it down in this little pool and then it rebigifies, then we're just back in the same problem. Like, either way, we need to get this thing off, and we need to go back inside where it's safe.
Well, Neb, did it say what it wanted when you asked it what it...
The only thing I've gotten so far is that it's very scared and hungry, and that's why I gave it the good berry. So hopefully it's not hungry anymore. I mean, if those really good berries work on octopus as much as they do on us.
Are we in initiative still?
Nope.
Okay.
Swing at it.
The octopus is still on Neb.
Mm-hmm.
Robin would like to hold out a hand to the octopus to try to maybe see if it would coax it into transferring over to Robin.
Animal
You wanted to shake its
Animal
hand.
handling.
Which one?
Animal handling. What is that? What is animal? Where's my animal? Okay, oops, let's cough.
It's our new theme song.
Can I assist at all by saying, oh, well, Robin wants to say hi. If you'd like to say hi to her.
Sure. You why don't maybe
That's
you
a
don't need it.
21.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're good. So yeah, you maybe just imitate a little bit of the sounds or movements, and there's something about something about your presence. Again, from the shoulder, this long arm reaches out, and then it seems to push its body, almost transferring from one to the other. So now the long arm shrinks, pulling the body as the other arm extends, and then it retracts that other leg onto you, so that it is now like a wristwatch or a bracelet wrapped itself around your arm. In fact, one of those Stretch Armstrong, tentacles kind of goes around your wrist, really just holding on tight. It's squeezing pretty good.
It's quite like a face hugger, isn't it there?
Oh, yeah.
well, it hasn't done that yet, or else I think I would be
Yes,
very
being
upset.
the operative word.
Oh, the fella's just scared. I mean, I'd be scared if I were suddenly tiny too. I feel horrible. All right, just give me a moment. And Robin's gonna actually dip herself into the moon pool
Okay.
with the octopus, and she's like, I'll just swim him out just a little bit and see if
Miss
he'll
Robin,
go.
I don't know if that's a great idea. Like,
Do you want to come with me?
not particularly, but
I mean, yes.
It'll only be a moment, I promise.
But how do we know that there's not another one, Robin, out there? Unless you have another way to make another one small, and that way you can bring back the duo.
I can't
That's how you get
guarantee
tribbles.
anything.
all the things said that it was like, one giant octopus, but I think they were just looking out the windows magnified though.
Well, now I really want to go with Miss Robin because I can't wait for this thing to get big again. But yeah, if you want to go, I'll follow.
So
How's
Robin,
that?
this is basically, the floor is a grate, and a couple of inches below that grate, the water sort of lapping up underneath. The moon pool then is a submerged grate about 2 feet underneath that you can step on, but
Okay.
you now have access to go off underneath and around the habitat from here. There are the light switches that you can turn on. You have currently just the green light coming from the ring that Silas has prepared for you. So Robin, as you step into that, 2.5 feet of water there, immediately, it's bracing. As you sort of, feel that hit your body, just make a quick Constitution saving throw for me.
What's my constitution?
It's the Robin.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, yay!
You've spent a lot of time in the cold north these last few days, and I think with your scuba training and probably free diving that you've done in your day, ice carving and all. You know how to slow your breathing down. You know how to relax your muscles. What you have to do to sort of keep your body from going into shock with the cold, and you are fine. It's still cold, but you're able to manage it.
Come on, little fella. It's time to go home. And she's gonna kind of start to swim out with her other arm
Okay.
out to try to.
I'm gonna follow, and Neb is gonna get in the water and
Yes.
start to think, well, all right, let's seal it up. Let's seal the seal.
Silas starts
Oh.
going to put on scuba gear.
Okay.
All right.
Neb gets into the water and then stands there and for a
Yes.
very long time is trying to turn into a seal and just feels
Mm.
tired. It's just like,
I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you then as well, Neb.
that's fine. That's a 9.
That's a 9. You feel your muscles tense up. Everything starts to shiver and shake. You can immediately feel like if you wanted to swim, you would be slower. That moving your muscles is hard in this, freezing of temperature. At this point, Robin's head has disappeared beneath the surface of the water, and she has kicked off into the darkness. Robin, here's how I like to do hold breath rules. I find that 5e can be a little generous when it comes to breath holding. So my general logic is that a human commoner has a constitution score of 10. And if you were to count that as rounds, that would be about a minute. And I can buy that a human under extraordinary circumstances could hold their breath for about a minute. So we are going to calculate all of your capacity to hold your breath by the number of rounds equal to your constitution score.
Okay.
So Robin, I believe that is 14 for you. So you can hold your breath for 14 rounds. Other fun things, if you run out of breath underwater, either by being knocked unconscious or running out of rounds, you will immediately drop to 0 HP and start making death saving throws. You cannot be revived magically or otherwise until you are brought back to air. Cool?
Oh.
All right. Robin disappears into the darkness beneath the water. Let's take this somewhat in rounds. We're going to do Robin underwater and then come back to those of you in the moon pool room. Those of you in the moon pool room, you can kind of take this in any order that you want, but you'll each get an action of some sort before we go back to Robin. So Robin, let's start with you. One arm has this octopus wrapped around and sort of holding it to your chest as the other pulls yourself forward. In this freezing cold, completely dark water, other than the sea of phytoplankton that you see off in the distance.
Robin will, as an action, just kind of use the other hand and kind of just spin it around, kind of, just trying to illuminate, and 3 dancing balls of light will appear, and she'll kind of let it go around her just to create like an aura.
Absolutely. Down under here, you can see the ground is sandy and rocky and covered in life, right? This whole ecosystem is just alive and thriving. There are little fish that as soon as your light come out, dash away into some of the little crevices within the stanchions underneath this habitat. You don't get a ton of a radius of vision, but you have a good sense of sort of where the habitat is and what direction is away from the habitat. Anything else?
I'll just use my movement to get out enough to where if this octopus became big again, would not be anywhere near the moon pool.
Fantastic. Do you have a swimming speed, Robin?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. And all of your time is the one thing you never learned.
Yeah.
So yes. So swimming out, you probably get about 15, 20 feet at most, I'd say.
Half your walking, I think.
Half your speed. So 15 feet away from the habitat on this first round.
Okay.
We will go back to the rest of you. You all probably can see, if you were, looking out from where you are, you could probably just dimly see the dancing lights turn on around Robin as she moves about 15 feet away from the moon pool.
Silas is going to just dip down to the edge of the pool. He's probably going to have to put his hand in, temporarily, but and I am going to just touch a point on the lip of the pool.
Yes.
And set that alight, not with green light, just normal white
Gotcha.
light, just in case she gets disoriented, she can at least see that as some kind of light. And then
Fantastic.
I am going to do the rest. I'm going to start sitting and trying to pour myself into this wetsuit and trying to just get it on just in case.
You got about a foot on in your last attempt. Wetsuits do take a little while to peel.
So
on.
I'm trying to hurry. It's probably making me less efficient, but trying to hurry and get the wetsuit on.
I think you'll find your cargo pants.
Yeah, well, he takes
parachute
those off.
pants. Yeah,
he takes those off and starts getting in the wet.
Down to the BVDs.
Yeah.
And then, there you go. Do they have little hearts on them for Valentine's?
Sure. They can. They're little hearts, but then they also have little superheroes that are
Yes.
kind of
Fantastic. I think my husband has the same pair.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
All right. Maeve, Fairuza, and Neb still back.
Did the hab have external lights?
It did, yes.
Can I go switch those on?
Absolutely.
So
there's a bank of switches over by that sort of science-y kitchen area. You go over and can start flipping switches, and you're able to turn everything on in the habitat as well as the lights. Now, outside, they illuminate the ground beneath the habitat. They can't give you too much in terms of distance out the side, but they can illuminate, a good radius around the habitat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. To try and, at least if Robin is in range, we can see what's happening.
Great. Fairuza and Neb.
Fairuza is just sort of peering into the moon pool, and she looks over at Neb, and she's like, we definitely can't let her be in there by herself.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna go after her as soon as I turn into a fish. Fish?
Can you? I know we talked about this before, but can you make sure you don't turn it into something edible? Because I don't think I could survive that. I could not get over watching my friend getting eaten by something. You understand?
I appreciate that.
I don't think I can seasoning.
Turn into anything at the moment. I'm just tired. I don't know. I'm excited and tired. I don't think she's gone that far. Do we want to just
go in,
take a deep breath and go?
Listen, we're all going to freeze to death in this water. We need to get these suits on.
We look over and we see Silas in his heart-shaped underwear right now. Is that what we're seeing?
Heart patterned. Yeah.
They're not heart-shaped, but
I don't think Miss Robin is going to be gone
just
long.
a pasty.
Neb's
like
just like
fig leaf.
Very intentionally. Neb is just focused on where Robin has gone.
Yes.
Like innocently is just not looking at Silas.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Very
Miss Robin is
respectful.
going to be gone for very long, so I don't think this is going to take a long time. And I've taken off my bag and I've taken off my shoes and I'm looking at Fairuza like,
all right. She looks over at Silas again, wondering when he's going to finally be dressed. Do you think there'll be a scuba suit my size over there somewhere or anything?
I mean, that'd be like
there are
capri
6
pants,
suits.
but
You can go and check them out.
All right. Yeah, Fairuza at this point is just going to jump up and run over, and because that's the best thing she can think to do at the moment.
How tall are you at this moment? 6'3", 6'4"?
baby.
You're 6'4". You can find one made for someone 6 feet tall.
Ooh.
It will be a little short in the ankles, but you're pretty sure you'll be able to squeeze it on. A little short in the ankles, a little short, fellow tall girl here. It's gonna the sleeves will come to about here. The shoulder seams will be up here, but
if it's a little short in the body,
You're preparing for a flood there.
She pulls it off the rack. She's like,
Okay.
money.
all
She's gonna
right,
start disrobing.
I'm going to make sure Miss Robin's not alone. I'm going to take a deep breath and follow her.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So at a quarter speed, because I assume you don't have a swimming speed and you are slowed with your freezing, you can only get about 7 feet towards Robin. So you take a deep breath, dunk under.
Can I at least see her once I get that?
You can
7 feet?
absolutely see her.
Okay.
It's salt water. You all are going to feel a little irritation as you open your eyes under there, but it doesn't inhibit you. And Silas is casting something.
I was actually trying to look up something regarding Michael Jordan, so sorry about that.
We thought y'all had it. And it had a secret internet happen. So you swim forward about 7 feet, peering off now. Maeve has turned on the lights. Robin is sort of haloed by these lights as you leave behind Fairuza and Silas madly trying to pull on these incredibly tight, little, scuba suits.
And I will wave at Miss Robin and the
Miss-
octopus.
Miss Robin, we're back to you holding your breath.
So I've only made it 15 feet.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna try to make it another 15 before
Okay.
I'll make that move. I'll make it 15,
Got it.
and then I'll kind of be gently like trying to coax it off and be like,
Okay.
go home.
Animal handling check, please.
Oh goody. Okay.
Rolled well last time.
17.
17. As it's, it's really holding on to you, but you put your arm and you just get this idea that if you could give it something familiar to latch onto, that it would be more inclined to leave you. So as you sort of push it off, you try to kind of angle it towards this rock that has a hole in it that you think is about the right size for what it is now. And it does seem to feel it. And again, that long arm sort of stretches out, grabs on, transfers its body, and lets you go as it curls up into that hole. And again, oopsies, I got so excited. Yeah, again, does a crazy great job of just sort of disappearing. It just, its body seems to take on the texture of the rock as well as the color. And again, if you didn't know to look there, it would be very hard to tell that there was a creature on that rock.
All right, Robin will kind of start to brushstroke, give it a little salute, in the water, and turn around and start to swim back, but she's going to do it expeditiously fast. So I can now make it 30 feet, so I should be able to make it back on my next turn.
So Neb, you watch
So long, Lieutenant Octopus.
coax this off, give a little salute, and then like Bugs Bunny and just little legs, and zooms past you right back towards the space. Yes, as you are plugging your nose against the water. She comes, right past you. You watch her zoom past and get back to the moon pool. Neb, what would you like to do? Well, it's hugging you pretty good, so the sleeves and the body and torso can flop down easy, but it's hugging your thighs real nice.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to expose myself.
It's hugging your thighs and your waist.
He knew that it was really tight in the thighs.
Yeah. So, it's real good. Yeah, it's holding on.
Robin?
Oh, dude, it's perfect. He's going to be fine. You fed him. He just let right go, and he's going to be fine. He doesn't need anything else. And I, however, am going to need a nice hot cup of tea because I am freezing. There were showers here, right?
There are. So in this room, there is a shower with fresh water in it. And in fact, from your scuba days that bringing salt water into your living compartment would be a very bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Neb, you're going to have to shower off too. All of it.
Okay. All right. I'm just glad that this worked out for the best. I hope the next time he comes back that it's more talking and less frantic shrinking.
Perhaps we should have some food sources ready.
I mean, more than the berries that I just always have on me.
Or have more of those ready.
I mean, what do octopuses eat?
Apparently, at least that berry. I mean, it devoured.
Oh yeah, they eat the phytoplankton though.
Yeah.
Should we try to get some of that?
I'm gonna walk over to the shower.
We'd have to make that quite a bit bigger.
Yeah,
in
lots.
order to grab it.
I walk over to the shower and I'm like showering and trying to clean off where there's just berry juice all over my shoulder.
Lots of berry juice. You'll notice too that there is no hot water.
Oh no!
It is cold shower, but it is fresh water, and the place is heated. So on the other side, the air is heated, but there is not hot water, unfortunately.
Okay. This is the second time today. Robin, you okay?
Just think warm thoughts.
The
Warm
two of
thoughts.
you are, dousing off, trying to just get the salt water off of you so that you are not a contaminant to the rest of the sea lab. You then turn the showers off and dripping and shivering, especially Neb. I mean, your lips are blue to match your eyes and hair. Yes, but the other half beyond the airlock of the moon pool room does seem quite a bit warmer.
At this point, or maybe even before, there is a small octopus out there who is now big again.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Throw that out
He's
there.
mad.
I love the idea that it ate the berry and like Super Mario Star went
And it's like
kind of wrapped
The berry,
in
it was the
tentacle.
berry red with little white spots on it.
Yeah. Wrapped in a tentacle, munched on it, and then
It's even more confused now.
well, I put this thing on for nothing. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, do you want to go
keeping
for a
it.
swim?
What was it like out there, Robin?
That was beautiful, but very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Very dark.
First is gonna look at Silas. Would I have any reason to take a swim right now?
No. Why do you want to do that? I mean, we just found out that there is a giant octopus out there that is hungry.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe not hungry anymore, but I mean, I get hungry every 30 minutes. So, like, who knows what's going to happen with this?
Maybe the shard is out there.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure it is, but we need a plan. We can't just aimlessly. Like, do you know how hard swimming is? I used to go to the YMCA all the time. Swimming's like hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fairuza, I totally agree that the shard is probably out there somewhere, but I think that's we need a rest and a plan. And
Yeah, whoever timed these shards, put it
Or
in
it's
whatever
on
the
the
worst
ship.
place could be. It's probably on that ship.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take this off, but the four of you are going to help me put it back on. Right?
Deal.
Together.
Deal.
All right.
I promise.
Absolutely.
All right. She's gonna
Okay,
turn
are
around
there-
for one of you to help me pull down the back. Just pull it hard.
I would help, but I can't reach that.
Yeah, never mind.
I'll help with your legs. I can't help up there.
And you guys are gonna start pulling it down, and she's just gonna pull like a blanket or a towel in front of her while you guys pull it down. God. All right,
Sure.
we're gonna eat something then, and then make a plan for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into
Tomorrow?
some dry clothes.
Yeah, what time
and
is it?
It's night. I mean, you're talking,
Yeah.
this is definitely 8, 7 or 8 p.m. at this point.
mean-
Sunset early.
there are worse places to be, and the storm was going to hit soon, so worse
All right.
places to be than a port in a storm, I suppose.
Exactly.
Sounds like dinner and a movie, right?
Did
Who's
you
the
bring a
best cook here?
television?
All right, sounds like
Projector?
dinner and some bedside stories.
Even better.
Sounds like berries in a movie.
Berries and berries and that's the name of the of the episode. Berries,
Berries
and
in a
bedtime
movie.
stories.
Amazing.
So in this thing, there was like a movie selection and stuff. There was. Is that
There
right?
is not. There are, there are
Okay.
lots of, just random personal effects and books and things in the main observation room. You could probably some magazines in there,
something.
something like that. I'd allow.
Dated.
But yeah, I mean, if you all get out of your half attired wetsuits and
Okay.
put your regular clothes back on and head back into the living quarters, closing that airlock behind you.
Okay. Mhm.
Once you are in there, your clothes are still wet. I assume you've kind of figured something out. You do find some towels and things like that you can use to dry off. It is warmer. The air is warmer in here, but we're not talking, 80. It's probably 65, so,
Oof.
in this space. So it's still, there's a little chill in the air.
Mhm.
Sweatshirts.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
there any space
well-
heaters in here that we can find?
You feel the air. There is warm air circulating coming through some vents down at the bottom. There are the 6 bunks that have blankets and pillows and everything all set up there.
Well, I guess if we sleep tonight, would a watch be necessary, or I don't know if it would be able to
In
get to us.
Notice a giant octopus just tried to attack Neb.
What are you trying to say, Maeve?
I mean,
Watches, yes.
I mean, I
Alright.
agree with Maeve on the watches. I don't know if it was trying to attack me. I think it might have just been curious. We don't know. But yes, watches.
All right. And then we're gonna set up tomorrow and see what we can find out there.
Yes, we're gonna go treasure hunting. Very exciting.
But the treasure hunting is in a totally different location. Right?
Is it?
We're going to swim to the sunken ship, right?
Right?
Do we swim
So-
to the ship, or is it?
I mean, do we have like a boat? Like, do they have a submersible around here? I mean, there's got to be one just lying around somewhere, right? I mean, you can't
No, but
tell me that if they were going to explore that ship, that they just go out there and swim to it, because it's like a long way away.
I think, Silas, those wetsuits were an indication that, yeah,
They
just
swim
swim
that
with it.
far?
well,
I
when
mean, look, I know I'm not an Olympic athlete or anything, but come
Well,
on.
I have a question.
Mhm.
There were 3 locations that we were given as
Mhm.
things that people do here.
Yes.
Was there any indication how people normally get to the sunken ship?
I mean, it wasn't saying necessarily that anyone goes to the sunken ship.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, if they did, it was a scuba, space. You could take a boat above it and scuba down. This lab and that ship were not necessarily connected. They were
Right.
studying
Oh.
marine life. So, but the advantage of the sea lab is that you don't have to keep depressurizing. You can come down
Got
here,
it.
pressurize, and
Mhm.
stay here and be able to observe and scuba and check out the habitat for a longer
Do
period
we
of
get an
time.
impression of the hypotenuse of like what, is it shorter to swim from the lab, notwithstanding any of the pressurization stuff?
Uh-huh.
Is it shorter to swim there from the lab, or would it be shorter to drive a boat over it and then scuba down?
So scuba, you know that scuba, like in that diving bell, the diver's gondola taking you down, you stopped for like 10 minutes at 10 meters and then again at the bottom. So you're talking 20 minutes just to get to this depth. So, your feeling is, Robin could see it when she looked out there and Neb could see it. It's 80 to 100 feet away, but that's swimmable.
Got it.
Yeah, and I seem to remember there was nothing in our way. I'm not saying it's not dangerous, but we're not going to be in a hurry. We'll take it slow and follow Miss Robin, and it'll be okay.
Yeah. And generally, I mean, we really did want to check this space just in case the shard wasn't here, So we
Is
had
it-
to come here anyway, right?
That's true. Yeah. I don't know if there's anywhere we haven't checked yet. It's not that big of a place, but
We'll offer too that the train and everything there was back in the 30s and 40s, and this was built in 86. So it'd be very interesting. Someone would have had to have found it first, which is totally plausible. Totally plausible.
That's awesome.
I buy it. I
Oh.
buy it. There's previous treasure hunters could have grabbed it and brought it over here. But yeah, I mean, this is a tiny space. It does have a lot of little cubbies and things like that, but there is no room to hide much because there's not much room even just for your bodies.
yeah, I
Well,
think everything that we could find that might have been a clue is in the big
Yeah.
room with all the glass, and really the only interesting thing is the Taillosaurus that Maeve found. And I just look over at Maeve and smile.
I smile back.
and Fairuza smiles at no one.
It's just because you're up so high.
Yeah.
They're just standing there staring at each other like, what do we do now? That's so funny.
Well,
we look.
I call bottom bunk.
I call top one.
It's just like a little step up for you.
At this point, yes. I mean, I don't think I've gotten any taller since we did the lines on the walls. but that's where
I
I'm
don't know. I
checking
didn't
up.
take
Let
the
me
wall
see.
with me.
And Silas, whether
Yeah.
she's actually taller or not, Silas just says, yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit more height for Fairuza.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I
when
think it's more.
When we're back at the
Really?
train, we should do the whole marking thing on the train, and then we'll have a portable way of keeping track of your height.
Nah, let's go back to the cave.
We can do that too, but
Let's do
Does it
that.
take a straight?
Yeah, I think I definitely want to do a little. And she looks over it. Does Silas still have the lifts in his shoes?
Oh.
Anytime.
I mean,
Anytime
he
I've
hasn't changed anything. Like, he didn't go back to the Jordans at this point. He's in the boots. So probably.
Still in the boots. That's
Yeah.
good. You wouldn't want them to get any salt water on them,
Yeah,
collectibles.
that's true.
if
That's
they
true.
are.
All right.
So
Yeah.
looking at those bunks, you do notice you had looked at them a bit before, but they're very neatly made military corners. They're quite tight. They're only about 6 feet long. So Fairuza, you're going to have to curl up a little bit, as will Silas and probably Maeve.
I'm not that tall.
Not that tall. Okay.
No,
even
I'm
even
on the
me at
shorter end.
5'10", at 5'10", the
Yeah,
6-foot bed is not quite.
Mm.
Toes are always hanging off.
Yeah, no, I'm like 5'4", 5'5".
Okay. Okay. Great.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
thought
not
she was
that.
like
You were much
5'7",
taller.
5'8".
Okay. Okay. Great.
Nope.
So yeah, the main thing really that you notice is that they're really only about a foot between the top of that mattress and the bottom of the bunk above. It is quite a tight little space. There are 3
Ugh.
bunks stacked on top of each other on either side. There's a little pillow, and it looks fairly comfy. Other than that,
As long
how
as
many
you don't
bunks are
sit
there?
up.
There's six, like 3 and 3 sort of
3
thing.
and 3, 6 bunks. Yeah.
3 and 3. All right.
So we're going Robin on the bottom bunk. Well, and we'll only need 4 at a time if people
Yeah.
are doing watches.
I'm happy to take the top one. Or do we want to put the lighter people up top? I've never slept in a bunk bed, nor have I
you
slept in a
haven't?
triple bunk bed. No, it's
I mean,
It
I
always
haven't
seems
for
like a weird-
45 years.
I don't exactly
College,
know.
though. Oh, never mind.
College.
They
Yeah,
had some on the
right.
base, but
Mm.
that was only it's not where you lived generally.
Hmm.
At
For
this
us,
point,
at least.
Robin is already curled up on the bottom
On a
bunk.
bottom bunk. So Robin, one thing you notice as you start to really curl up into this space is that the bottoms and the little bit of the sides, like 2 feet up, have been sewn together so that actually it's almost like a sleeping bag, the bottom 2 feet, and it just helps keep some of the warmth in. And you do find, even though the blankets are kind of scratchy and they're not the best kind of material, they are quite warm. And if you get tucked in on the side, you find that you're warming up pretty quick. And what's really
Granny
stunning,
burrito.
a granny
Yeah.
burrito. What's really stunning is that there is a porthole right where your head is. And as you turn to sort of face the wall, you can see this bioluminescent phytoplankton just floating by. And every once in a while, a little dark shape of a fish will come and eat one, and it disappears as you gaze out into the darkness.
That's
charming.
magical, she says, as she's just going to kind of nod off.
Okay. Who's doing this first watch? Who is sleeping?
I'm not really tired, so I think I'll do
8
first. Yeah, I'll do first watch.
Okay.
I'll join you. I'm tired,
Oh.
but I'm not sleepy tired. So
Okay.
I'll give me a little more chance to warm up. I
All
guess.
right.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess Robin's taking the last one. She
Oh.
always gets up early, it seems, anyway.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a
Yes.
middle wash.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe a
Um,
second. Silas,
Let's
you want
how
to
you
do second
feeling?
or third?
I'll do whatever everybody doesn't want to do.
We have someone. We have someone on. Everyone's assigned. So
Yeah, we're just.
Neb and
There's one
Fairuza are going to go
solo,
first.
or
There'll be one solo. Maeve's going second. Robin third.
yeah,
When
Silas
she
can go
returns,
last.
she's fast asleep. She disappeared.
God. Yeah. That,
Last, so you'll join Robin.
Well, I can go by myself, I guess, is what I was trying to say.
Well, we have Maeve going second
Oh, got it.
and Robin going last.
Oh, okay.
So you can
Understood.
join Robin or you can join Maeve.
I'm gonna join
That's right.
Maeve.
Okay. Going second.
Really good.
All right. You two
Right.
find bunks. Go ahead.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Before everyone gets into bed, other than Robin, because I'm going to let her sleep, are there, is it wooden bunks?
No,
or
they're
are-
metal.
Okay.
Definitely, steel, iron. Metal.
Is there anything either scratched into them or tucked into the frame?
Yeah, give me a perception check, please. You did do some searching of this, but we can do more specifically in the metal.
Yeah, I know. I checked under the mattresses,
Yeah.
but this is a little different.
Sure.
Ooh, that's 22.
22.
Ooh.
As you look inside, kind of, ignoring Robin's bed, but looking at the other ones, only in one bunk, but you do see a little heart etched into the metal on the inside where someone would lie and sleep. And it says Sunny plus June.
Aw.
And that's what you find.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Happy
Valentine's Day, everyone.
Valentine's Day.
There you go.
It's also an Easter egg for those of you who can figure it out.
Love it.
Oh,
So good.
Fairuza, do you want to go do the watch in the observatory?
you know what? That's actually a really good idea because I was thinking to myself, where would we do this watch? Should we sit in the moon pool? Should we just stare at the microwave oven?
I mean, I'd rather be looking outside than looking at a frozen
my
burrito. So
God.
let's go to the observation.
I agree.
Dome.
All right.
Mm.
She's just gonna follow little bopping Neb. The observatory.
I'm a little less bopping. It's a little
Yeah.
slower. It's a little. Oh, I was really kind of surprised that I couldn't do anything back at the pool. I was afraid that Robin was going to go off and I wasn't even going to be able to follow. I guess Silas is right about, we only have so much energy.
You only have so much energy to do the things that you guys do, you're saying.
Well, at least I tried to turn into something to follow Robin and I couldn't.
And you couldn't.
No.
You don't think you've lost it, do you?
I don't think so. I just feel tired. Like when you exercise and then you're kind of sore and tired afterwards, but you know that, you'll feel a little bit better the next day.
No.
Okay.
I have no idea.
A friend of mine used to run track and convinced me to go to the gym with them every once in a while. And I wasn't very good at the weightlifting and I was very, very sore. It didn't really do too much, but yeah, it kind of feels like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to sit for a little while.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, I would say, like, what are you doing differently? But look at us. We're doing everything differently all the time. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this whole place is different, right?
yeah. I mean, that octopus that was on your shoulder, did you see it before when it was giant?
Yeah. I'm surprised none of you did. It was giant. It filled the entire pool. It was like climbing up the walls. It's a giant octopus. It feels a little redundant to say it was giant, but it's the biggest animal I think I've ever seen. I wonder if I can
How
turn
did
into
you not
that.
pleat your pants?
I think I was more excited at the time. I thought I'd come to talk. You weren't excited to see it?
I couldn't see anything, Neb. I was trying to figure myself out and get my axe out of my pants because I knew something just happened and something was about to happen. That's why I was ready to go. But I'm one thing I've noticed about you, you're quite small.
Really?
But
Thanks, Fairuza. I hadn't
let's-
noticed myself.
Let's set this picture real quick. So you're sitting on these like armchairs in the observatory. Everyone else is behind you, potentially snoring, on the beds. You can keep that airlock door open so that you are available to them should disaster strike. But you're sitting in these armchairs that look out on this vast, again, darkness, but there's still this phytoplankton floating through the air. So it's still very much like looking out at the night sky. And you also watch, again, like fireflies being eaten by, bullfrogs. Just a little light will go out here and there as the fish feast on the phytoplankton. As Neb, you're curled up in one armchair, barely taking up half of it. Fairuza, you sit down and just spread, and there's legs and limbs and arms all over, and probably Neb's head comes up to about your armpit height as you sit there next to each other. But it's quite peaceful. It's very quiet, other than the snores of your allies.
I mean, I would be kind of nervous, but one thing I wanted to say is that over time, you've definitely been less nervous or scared of things that are sort of coming at you here. I mean, you would think someone of your size would see something that big and be forever shaken. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was a little scary when there was a moment where I thought it was going to pull me into the pool, but I figured it's an animal. I don't think it was doing it maliciously. I think it just was doing what animals do on instinct, I guess, But
yeah,
I mean, we found out at the bottom of the mine that we're supposed to be here.
that's right.
Doesn't that give you any kind of hope that we're doing this right? If we're here and if we're finding all these shard pieces and doing what we're supposed to be doing, that like, I don't believe in fate, but like someone planned this for us, and that gives me a little bit of hope, right?
Fairuza takes off her glasses that don't have lenses anymore and wipes the absent lenses on her shirt and puts them back on her face, instinctively not even realizing what she just did. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been struggling with. I kind of tend to break things down because that's what I do for work. You have to take something and you break it down into pieces. So it's either one, we were brought here to solve something or do something, specifically us, to do the thing. And then if we succeed, we're supposed to go wherever we're supposed to go, back to our respective lives. Or number two, which is we're supposed to be here. And whatever is happening to us, including my height, Silas's general attitude problem, Maeve's hair, Robin. Yeah. And then you turning into animals and stuff. That's part of what we're gonna be here. So it's one of the two.
It can't be both?
Why are you trying to confuse things, Ned? It's the middle of the night. I've hardly eaten. I'm not exactly tired yet, but okay, let's just, if it's both, what that means is that at some point, we'll have to make a choice. That's if you're right. If you're wrong, well, that's another thing.
Well, I don't know any more than you do. I know when we talked about this the last time that, I mean, it was a couple days ago, but some of us want to stay no matter what, and some people I think would want to go. I hope we get that choice for the people who want to go. I wouldn't want anyone to stay simply because they have to. So I hope so. That's what I'm hoping, but I do want to stay and see what else happens. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we save Ivy, and then I don't know what happens next, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. My feelings they fluctuate. They go back and forth. I will give you this. I like when I feel like I'm leaning into something that I can do that I never thought I could do before.
Right.
Yeah. That part. That's the part that makes me feel like Like this is, I feel more alive than I've ever felt before. Do you feel that way when you turn into a rat or a snail
or any of it,
menagerie?
any of the magical things we've been able to do? I feel exactly the same.
You're really alive, right?
Yeah.
When I feel like I want to rip something to shreds, I feel alive, Neb. And see, when Fairuza's looking at you and saying this, like you see in her eyes the intensity and those little like electric sparks like in her eyes, like even as she's speaking to you emphatically, I can talk. And that's the part, Neb. That's the part that makes me think I don't even want to say it, but it makes me feel like I could be something here. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think you already are something here. I mean, it's amazing the stuff you've been doing. I don't think you have to wait. You already are.
I'm already what, 6'6"? We'll see.
You're turning, we're all turning into something. But what you've already done has been amazing. The things that you've accomplished, the number of times that you've saved us all, the
door.
The door?
That was a turning point for me. No, it was a turning point for me. Do you understand? I've never ripped a door off its hinges before.
And it was absolutely epic. And so don't you feel like you want to know what else are you going to be able to do the longer you stay here? The more shards we get, the more we get immersed in this world. Don't you want to find out what happens next?
Yes, but don't tell Maeve.
Why not Maeve?
I don't know. Just don't tell her. Sorry.
I mean, all right, if you don't feel comfortable telling Maeve, but I think you make some good points that everybody's going to have to grapple with at some point. Because like I said, I hope everybody gets a choice, but I already know what my choice is going to be if that comes.
You've always known, haven't you? That's what I admire about you, besides the fact that you're tiny but mighty. I admire the fact that you kind of jumped in with both feet, literally, since the ice monsters. You've always been the one to go in first, like the little chihuahua. Can you turn into a chihuahua?
I haven't tried. And Neb will take a moment and try to turn into a chihuahua. And you see she just kind of looks like it's not even a strain. Like she just gets like a tiny bit paler and like just a little more tired. And she goes, no, I'm just, I need a rest, I think, before I can do that again. But I'll try a chihuahua the next chance I get. I'm supposed to turn into a dinosaur for Silas, so I'll just start a list for people.
All right.
And on that note,
all right. She's gonna lean back in her chair and just look out.
Yeah.
And enjoy the night. As it starts to come towards the end of your shift, the currents have shifted and the bioluminescent phytoplankton have taken the current away. It is now really quite dark down here and very still and very quiet. You've never really been in darkness like this, other than potentially those of you who climbed through the caves at the mine. It's it's really very little is penetrating down here. So your time is up after your watch, and you go and wake up Maeve and Silas, who are next.
As we're walking out, just before we wake them up, I'll look over at Fairuza and say, so you really can't see anything. Like, it's dark, but I can see.
Wait a minute. Fairuza's gonna put her hand all the way down on Neb's shoulder and say, what do you mean you can see in this darkness completely?
A little bit.
No.
Yeah, a little bit.
You just figured out another skill you have, whatever. Because I can't see bleep in here. Yeah.
Well, Robin is able to make light, and Silas is able to make light. Can you do like lightning light?
I don't want to try in this small space. I'm still kind of traumatized after seeing Silas in that wetsuit, half naked with a heart on. Heart on.
sorry, Adam. Apologies to
Mm.
Oh no.
everyone at home.
You know,
It's one of those.
He has no
nights.
shame.
Hearts, sheeps. Okay, yeah, rewind. Can you rewind that, Josh?
No
Never mind.
rewinding on live stream.
Is this
ladies and
live?
gentlemen.
Oh no.
And all of our
I
friends.
wondered if we were actually
If we were
live.
actually
Uh-huh.
live.
Mhm.
There you have it, my
God.
friends.
Oh my god, I'm actually blushing. I'm sorry. Okay, check out my
We're all
sorry.
good.
You know what? I
Science
think
gets
it's,
worse.
it's about time that we all go to sleep. I'm really, really tired.
Yeah, let's go to
and then
bed.
we
All
wake
right.
them up and go to sleep.
All right, we'll do that. We'll wake them up. And Fairuza's gonna crawl into her, squeeze into her top bunk.
I think Fairuza's gonna wake up Maeve and Neb's gonna wake up Silas in this
Yeah.
probably.
Poke in the foot, poke in the foot, poke in the
Poke,
foot.
poke.
She
Fairuza,
feels
you
Maeve.
you fold yourself up into that top bunk like a daddy long legs, just
Yeah.
folding in on themselves. Yeah, Silas and Maeve, you are awoken.
I don't know how many times I've got to tell Neb that she cannot poke my feet to wake me up because, like, you know, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo and it's like just a reflex, like, you know, just like completely like just, you know, like, and I'm just afraid I'm going to bust her nose or something.
Perhaps you should focus on learning to control those.
It's like I mean it's like a danger response. Like when I'm asleep, I'm not in my right mind. Like if you,
Then
have
why
you ever
don't you
slept-
tell her how you'd like her to wake you up?
I have like multiple times. I think.
I'm not sure you have, because knowing Neb, she'd be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, I know I've thought it several times, though.
I mean, I know that things you're thinking are manifesting, but with people, you probably should use your words as well.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if I can explain how confusing that is, though. Like, there are plenty of things that I think that I've said, and it feels like I've said them, but then I haven't said them. And,
Then you can ask.
well, that is really inefficient. Did I just say what I just
Less
said?
so than not telling people.
I don't
and then
know. Did
thinking
I just
you told
tell you that
somebody
I?
and finding out. You
Did I
tell
just
me.
tell you?
You
Okay.
did.
All right. So maybe we should come up with a code word for when I don't say something that I'm thinking.
Feels a bit overcomplicated, but sure,
Okay.
if you'd like.
We can't use Frankenbeans. We're already using that for other things.
Yes, we're
Um,
using that for a thing which I completely remember.
Yeah. So, how are you doing with all this, Maeve?
Well, I'm sitting at the bottom of the ocean where a giant squid just came and attacked my friend and then befriended my friend, and then my other friend went and swam it out into the middle of the ocean.
I know it's great, right?
It's
Oh, you don't have the same reaction, obviously.
no, it's just it's not how I expect to spend my weekend.
Let me ask this. Is it better than how you think you would be spending your weekend right now? Is this the weekend, by the way?
Not a clue.
You didn't answer my question, though. Do you think it's
I'm
better?
thinking about it.
Oh, okay. See, I just
Unlike
always
you,
like,
my thoughts don't just instantly.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I get that a lot. So,
I don't know. I think it's certainly different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've done some pretty incredible things.
I suppose.
First of all, I think you can pick locks better than me.
Well, thanks.
That's an accomplishment.
I appreciate that.
I mean, really, like, because I used to do it professionally. You never did any of this professionally? You never stole. Did you ever steal anything?
I sort of look at him.
Oh, come on. We've got like 3 hours or something. Like, what is I won't even say the most expensive, because honestly, the most expensive thing that I stole was not like my favorite thing that I stole. So I'm going to say, what is your favorite thing you've ever stolen?
My favorite thing I ever stole. I don't actually know.
Yeah. So my favorite was definitely Detective Comics' Batman's first appearance. So they were trying to sell this at an auction for way too much money. And I've got plenty of money. I could have bought it, but it was more the principle of it. And so I stole it. And, thankfully at comic book auctions, the security's not that tight. But yeah, that was my favorite thing I've ever stolen. And it was graded really, really highly. So it was that old. And of course they take the age of the comic into
But if you're
consideration.
keeping it, do you keep it in the bag? Or do you actually
No, that's what I'm trying to say here is it's not in a bag. It is like vacuum sealed in a case now because they graded.
So you buy a comic that you can never read. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of the comic?
No, you read it in digital. Like you read the comic on your iPad, and then you stare at the beautiful, perfectly preserved item on your wall.
It's like staring at a replica of the Mona Lisa. You're missing the point there. If you're not actually looking at the thing, it's the keeping action figures in the plastic. You're never getting to play with them.
Well, I'm an adult. I'm not going to play with action figures. I'm going to stare at them.
I look at his ring.
Yeah, okay. It's a good point. Honestly, there was an old show that I watched called Pete and Pete. You ever heard of that one?
I remember that show.
Yeah, that show was awesome. And there was this one episode where, and it reminds me what you're saying here. There's this one episode.
They show it on the old time Nickelodeon.
Oh my
the one where they do
goodness.
the flashbacks.
Yeah, I guess. Wow. So
Nick at
old.
Night.
So
do they still? I don't know if they still do Nick at Night for the kids with the stuff that we grew up with.
But there was this episode, I think it was called Inspector 34. And it was an underwear. There's been a lot of talk about underwear tonight. But there's been an underwear
Valentine's
inspector.
Day or something.
Yeah, it must be. But underwear inspector that always did everything perfectly. Okay, so
That's a terrible job to have.
Yeah, it was amazing.
To inspect everyone's underwear.
Well, yeah, but did everything perfectly, carried himself in a perfect way, and they kept trying to Pete and Pete tried to trip him up the entire episode, like the entire episode, and he did everything perfectly. So they had this challenge.
Underwear.
Yeah. But he had this challenge at the end where they were like, "Oh, we're going to get him now. We're going to give him some juicy, wet barbecue chicken, and then we're going to see if he can eat that perfectly without getting it on himself or any of these kind of things." And see what you just said there, that reminds me of that, because I have that comic book, on my wall back home, but you're right, I don't read it. And so even though it's a 9.7 on the grade, which is just super high for one that old, even though it seems like perfection, is it perfection unless I enjoy it? Because he went to eat that barbecue chicken and he didn't spill a drop, like not a single drop. And then everybody realized, but wait, he didn't eat the barbecue chicken perfectly, because part of the experience is getting it all over yourself.
And then apparently inspecting people's underwear. I'm still hung up on that part of this.
Everybody's hung up on underwear tonight. I don't understand it.
I just don't understand, first of all, how that's a profitable job. And second of all, what you'd be inspecting for.
Well, it was like in the early 90s, I think. So maybe there were jobs for that back then. But anyway,
So.
I guess what
That
I'm
sector's
saying
been
is
automated now. So.
I think that is an analogy for what you're saying. And honestly, I'm not going to say that I'm going to get back home, if we ever get back home, and crack open that Detective Comics, because it can pull probably down about 3.5 mil if I wanted to sell it. But I do think it will make me think about that.
I just think that if you're going to steal something, you want to enjoy it, you know?
So, you've had time to think.
I was listening to stories about underwear inspectors in comics. No, I think it's a candy bar.
You stole a candy bar?
I did.
You're a criminal.
I know.
What kind of candy bar was it?
It was a... Oh, what were they called? It was a bounty bar.
Oh, okay. Not my favorite, but hey, this is your story. It's great.
I can change it if you'd like.
No. Does that mean
When I was 13 years old, and tell 13-year-old Maeve, hey, someday you're going to meet a guy named Silas, and he's going to tell you he doesn't like this kind of candy bar. Switch it up for this one. But then I will have mastered time travel, so that's pretty cool.
Wait, does that mean you're lying to me right now? Or did you actually steal that candy bar?
What do you think?
I don't know. Can I make an insight check? Or you can make it?
Sure.
Let's
can
see.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an insight check if you want to.
Plus one.
A plus one. Oh, me? Okay, let's see. Maeve, give me if you would like to, you can roll either a deception check or let's see, what would be a good one?
I'll plug my ears up.
Or like or a performance or even a stealth, because you might be telling the truth, but you're just being coy about it. So whichever you'd like, roll something and I'll compare.
17.
A 17. So Silas, you do see through, but only a sliver, Maeve. Just a sliver. Give him a hint.
You've certainly seen Maeve eat sweets before. And there's a tiny bit of glee, not in the telling of the story, but in the memory of it.
All right, fair enough. I mean, a candy bar is definitely a very valuable score, depending on who is making that score. So,
But the better part of the story
oh, okay, yeah, here we go.
is then you have to fill it back up with something and replace it so no one knows until someone else goes and takes it. Take an old sandwich and roll it up. Barbecued chicken, if you like.
I mean, my mind went right to a Baby Ruth, and then what would you fill that up with? Like, your dog's kind of gone out, done its business or whatever. So, did you actually do that? Like, not the
with
dog,
the dog's business,
but with a
yeah,
sandwich.
The fun of it. The fun is not the actual prize, though.
So you just mess around with people for the joy of it.
It's the skill.
I mean,
And
just slightly
also,
sadistic, but
It's
I mean,
just fun. But if no one notices...
But if no one notices, is it fun?
It's fun to know that eventually someone will find out.
Have you ever messed with me about anything?
Maybe.
What was it?
That would take away the fun, then, wouldn't it?
Oh, now. Got my eye on you. All right.
As the two of you continue to shoot the proverbial
But I'll add this.
Itse. No, go ahead.
I didn't know you that well yet.
Got it. Fair enough. All right. You know, Maeve, I'm glad you didn't ask me if I've messed with you.
Have
But-
you?
I mean, I didn't know you that well yet.
Fair enough.
Your shift comes to a close.
There's a little bit of extra respect. A little bit of extra respect.
that sliver of insight continues to give you that, Silas. You all head back to your bunks where you were sleeping previously and curl up after you have woken Hope Robin for her last.
Silas goes and tugs on Miss Robin's foot.
Okay. Whose boots have been repaired and placed in the corner, I assume.
Yes.
To dry.
Yes.
All right, Robin.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Robin is, gonna slip out of bed and see everybody getting tucked away, and she's gonna tiptoe over and make she's gonna pretty much run them dry of all the tea that might be here. She's just tea after tea after tea, just to stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna go into the observation room, and she's grabbed her book, her album book, and she's going to actually take she's going to set it down on a table and kind of wince at the fact that when she fell in the water, it went too. So there's some warping and some of the writing may have smudged, but she just needs the pictures to remember. The notes and stuff can fade, and she's going to look over at the glass, and she's just going to walk over and with her tea, and she's just going to be like, "Oh, Harold, I saw another Crumple today. Do you remember Crumple? He was such a lovely little octopus. He would always follow us around and try to tickle our flippers. Oh, I wish you could have been here to see it." And she starts to kind of hum to herself, and she's kind of like dancing around the room a little bit, and she's like, "When you go on adventure, don't forget your dentures. Take a walk around the block and come back to me. I love you, Harold." And she just kind of sits there with her book and looks over her pictures.
As you open your eyes and say, "I love you, Harold," give me a perception check.
It's a 16.
Up above, you're pretty sure this storm is raging. But as you look out at the distance, you see a flash of green way off in the dark, almost as if there's a cloud of lightning underneath the water that just flickers green and then goes out. Just for a brief second. You're almost not sure you saw it.
Robin makes she's almost going to be thinking back to her history of being in the water and just trying to maybe make a mental note of, have I ever seen that before?
Do a history check.
All right, let's do it. History. Oh, I got a +5. Let's go. It's a 16.
It's a 16. Pretty good. You're thinking back, it's certainly nothing that you've seen before, but you do know that not unlike the phytoplankton and jellyfish and certain other forms of sea creatures, there are things that create light. You've never seen it before, but from the distance away, you can tell whatever it was big. Far bigger than the octopus.
Well, I just hope it's not a giant electric eel. That would be bad. I better not say that out loud and give anybody some ideas either. Oh well. And she'll just go back to her book.
Back to book and read. After 4 hours, a little bit of light from above is starting to, pierce its way through the 68 feet of water. It's starting to get a little bit lighter. There's some light in here, even without the electric lights on. Your friends and allies begin to rise. If you made enough tea and coffee, there may be some waiting for you all on the counter as you all begin to wake up in this sea lab.
As Neb wakes up, the first thing she does is grab her notebook that has pages ripped out of it, and a drawing from Silas and a drawing from her brother, and she's going to flip to one of the blank pages, and if you come on over, she's just idly trying to draw an octopus over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's not that good. It's very cartoonish, but every one she tries to draw gets a little bit better.
By the way, Neb, Silas had something he wanted to talk to you about.
Oh. I mean, that wasn't as slick as doing it with a code word, but that is very helpful, Maeve. So Neb, I have very ticklish feet.
That was the code word, Silas.
Got it. That's smart too.
Your ticklish feet have a code word?
Yeah, ticklish feet. Lots of kicking. Little kids in
You
the
might
taekwondo
die.
class. Yeah, so like when you're waking me up, I am a very heavy sleeper, and sometimes when I come out, I have harmed people that I care about before on accident. And so I just wanted to. Now, we're not talking about like hospital or anything, but I've kind of just kicked somebody in the face. So
So poke and duck is what you're saying.
I mean, that as long as you're aware of the risk, whatever you want to do to wake me up, that's perfectly fine. If you want to take like a poker and do it, if you want to turn into an animal with long appendages and do it, whatever you want.
It seems like overkill. Well, what would you prefer?
Well, I mean, if you just come somewhat close to my ear and just say, "Little Silas, will you wake up, please?" and just kind of sing that over and over at a low volume to start and a slightly increasing volume until I finally wake up. That's probably the safest way, but if you don't want to go through all of that, then maybe just poke me somewhere up higher than my feet.
Oh, so you just kick people, you don't actually try to punch
I
them
haven't
or
punched
anything?
anyone before, no.
Okay. Well, I can't guarantee that my singing voice is going to be anywhere near as good as that, but I'll try.
Totally fine, yeah. The importance is the volume modulation.
Okay, softer. I mean, I'm trying to be an alarm clock, is what you're saying. One of those alarms that just gets louder and louder is okay.
I mean, and again, if you don't want to do that, then that's perfectly fine. You just asked me what I would prefer, and I thought I would be honest with you.
How many people have you told that this is the preferred way you have to wake up? Or do you have it like on your phone that this is like the ringtone or something?
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever asked me how I prefer to be woken up. So, like, this is the first time I'm telling anyone. It's just always been an alarm clock before.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so singing softly into ear or poking and ducking. Can do.
Yep. Thanks.
Or just like tapping on the arm or something.
I don't know. Silas sounds deadly with all of his appendages, so I think wherever I'm going to tap, he's just going to...
Maybe on the forehead.
He could headbutt me. You don't know.
With all
he
you
was
guys
a secret
talking.
agent.
We should tie Silas up at night so that we can wake him by tapping him.
Like a werewolf, put me in a cage. Or, hey, we can put me in the silver box on the train. Because obviously that's where they kept werewolves.
As soon as we find out that you're a werewolf, that's what we'll do. But until then...
Be a werewolf. Like, do you think they have werewolves here?
Well, I hope not, because you'll get your fur wet when we go out to swim towards the boat, and
we can do it after. I can become a werewolf when we go to the forest or whatever that is. That's more thematically appropriate.
That makes sense. Speaking of, so are we going out towards the boat?
Well, let me just
Fairuza,
step in for a
yes,
minute.
go ahead, yeah.
Fairuza forgets where she is, so you guys are all talking and stuff, and she sits up really fast
Oh.
and like hits her head with really back.
No.
All you guys hear is boom, and she's like, "Coffee, coffee."
I'm rubbing off on all of you.
One bludgeoning, please, Fairuza. One self-inflicted bludgeoning damage.
I love how Deb got close to the microphone and
Yeah.
said that like an
One
NPR
bludgeoning.
announcer. One bludgeoning.
Please, Fairuza. You did it to yourself. You have only yourself to blame.
I had a nightmare of somebody was singing like a lullaby to Silas or something, but it's really weird.
That was just a request. I request things all the time that don't happen. I want to clarify that.
That's another consequence I'll have to keep in mind if I'm going to do the singing. Is that might be someone else's nightmare, but it's good to know. I'll just be soft enough that we don't wake Fairuza. Fairuza, are you okay?
Yeah, it was just. I slept like folded up like on the bed, but I slept fine considering. But it's like, and as she like unfolds, it's like sort of crack noises.
The morning cracking as things go into place.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
It really does feel like this place getting smaller. It really does. I think we should get out of here soon.
Oh, you guys, I just also want to reflect. Yesterday, wasn't it amazing? We really avoided a sticky situation, didn't you?
Sticky.
There were actually suction cups involved.
You're all weak, folks.
I just needed to wake you guys up a little bit. So, yes, scuba time, right? Am I right?
So what do we know about scuba? Or need to know about scuba?
She told us like the whole lesson yesterday.
Something underwater breathing apparatus. I forgot what the S is. Something underwater breathing apparatus.
We have hand signals.
Wait,
The hand signals. Yes.
All right. Yes, we have self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Yes, Robin sat you all down. She gave you the primer course on scuba diving. It's still not what you would have gotten for a certification, but it will get you in the water. So you all are generally proficient with your scuba set. The main thing that you learned is that on your tanks, they have these aluminum 80 tanks, is what they call them. You can get about 30 to 60 minutes, depending on your breath capacity, how much air you are using. So some of you, like Fairuza and Silas, who are a little bit bigger, will probably use up air faster. Panic will make you use air faster.
Silas is using that tank so fast.
At the deeper you go, the more air you will use because it is compressed further in the pressure of the area of the water. So you're not entirely short. Now there are a submersible pressure gauge, there's a dive computer, things like that will alert you at your, what levels you are at. So that's never going to be a total surprise. You also know that you can free dive here, as you saw Neb and Robin do. You are pressurized to this environment. If you can hold your breath, you certainly don't have to use tanks the whole time. So.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Robin did swim. She swam out. Wait a minute. As you guys were talking about, I guess, about tanks and stuff, Fairuza is just going to angle toward Robin, and she's like, "Wow, that's like the third time you've used the loo. How much tea did you drink last night?"
I'm a little wired now.
I've never scuba dived before. It's just not something I've ever done. I've been way more comfortable with an axe than I've ever been with the water, the ocean.
Be careful with that around the hoses.
Yeah, like I'm from New York City. We don't swim in the East River. That's
so
disgusting.
am I.
That's right.
No one ever wants to swim in the East River. I think that's what mobster stories are all about in the cement shoes. I don't think that's a thing.
Unless you want to be a superhero, that's where you swim. Never mind.
Don't tell Silas that.
But Robin, you were able. How was it when you were swimming in the water yesterday without a tank on?
I knew I wasn't going too far, and I've been known to be able to hold my breath for a little while. You gotta work up the lungs and kind of condition yourself. But it was beautiful. Freezing. But beautiful.
So is this
Conditioning yourself
wetsuit going to keep us
something we
warm?
don't have time to do here.
What's that?
Condition ourselves.
Yes, but it'll be fine. The tanks will take care of you. The wetsuits will keep you as warm as possible, and you just have to rely on the scuba equipment. And you just be calm and don't worry.
All right.
I
So
will
the
be
tanks
there for
stay-
you. Mm-hmm.
I trust
Okay.
you, Miss Robin.
I was
I
a
trust you.
lifeguard once, and I'll be able to get you guys back. Don't worry.
The main thing that Robin is going to remind you is that you are pressurized to this environment, and going to the surface at any speed is incredibly dangerous. So she's going to impress upon you.
Like what
Once
kind
again.
of dangerous? Like, my head's going to explode dangerous? or
Well,
just pass out
remember,
dangerous?
the second rule of scuba that I was telling you at first, you learned what scuba meant, then you learned about the bends. Do you remember, Silas, about the bends?
I remember the bends, but I don't remember what they do.
They're really bad. It's
Is it
bits
like
of-
head explodes or just pass out?
somewhere in between strokes.
You can get a heart attack.
Decompression sickness, yes. Robin
Why
will
are we
remind
doing
you.
this?
Silas,
Causes
it-
air bubbles to appear inside your blood. Depends
Ugh.
where they appear. If it's your brain, that's a stroke. If it's your heart, that's a heart attack. If it's your joints, it's just some joint pain.
I'm just a
The
land
worse
thief.
it
What are we
is-
doing down here?
Silas, just keep this in your mind. If you start to panic, don't go up. Go back to the moon pool, okay? Just keep that in
Mhm.
your peripheral. Don't go up, go straight.
Okay.
All right? Keep it
Okay.
simple.
Mm-hmm.
Suiting
right.
up.
Suiting up.
Suiting up.
I'm gonna suit up. I'm gonna get all ready to scuba
Uh-huh.
after we jump in. Because Neb wants to be able to test out
Mhm.
how everything works and make sure it's
Mhm.
working. And then she's gonna try to turn into a giant octopus.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we'll come to that.
Yeah.
So you are all pulling on your wetsuits. You are able to find ones that fit you relatively well. There is a general range of sizes. Human beings such as yourselves were the researchers here. There is that extra suit, so you can swap out and find what fits you best. There are, obviously 6 tanks all set up and ready to go. And you see, what did I say? I said it last time, but I don't remember what I said. How many?
10 oxygen tanks, each
Yes,
lasting
10.
30 to 60 minutes.
So there are 10 tanks beyond the 6 that are attached to your equipment already. You are ready to go. There are flippers to help you swim at speed so that you can no longer are halved. And yes, in your wetsuits, you will not have to make saves against the cold.
Oh, great. Okay.
You've all put your legs on the sunken moon pool, stand up in the water,
Yes.
put your breathing devices, your regulators in your mouth, and take your first breath of compressed air. It is cold. It has a slight kind of metallic-y taste to it. As Robin instructs you to get used to it, as you slowly dunk down, it is the bizarrest feeling to be under the water and yet breathing. And it does, gonna take a couple of you a little bit of a minute to adjust psychologically to this idea of breathing underwater.
Yeah.
All right. You push off into the area surrounding the habitat. Behind you, you can see it kind of get smaller as you kick your flippers, staying about 3 feet above the ocean floor, and begin to make your way towards the ship in the distance. Now, Neb,
Yes.
go ahead.
I was
Now
gonna
we're
kick my
here.
way up to Robin and tap on the shoulder to get her attention, and then wave, and then move back a few feet.
Not gonna salute? No.
No, I don't think she knows that the saluting happened.
Okay.
So move back a few feet, and
Yes.
Neb is gonna think of all the drawings that she did in her book of the octopus,
Mhm.
and is gonna picture that octopus in her head, and all of you watch as tiny little octopus, little tiny octopus.
Just Does Silas actually see that? Though?
Yep.
She would have motioned and been in a place so that you could all
Okay,
watch her
just
do
making
this. But
sure.
she's 100% expecting to be a giant octopus, and then instead is a small octopus. and there's a moment of her flailing around like, well, this isn't what I was expecting, but at least I have all my tentacles.
Robin will look how tiny you are, signal to Silas, and kind of point at Neb, and then do a shine bright, like point, so that we
Like
don't
that's
lose
it?
you.
And Silas, just doing this off of like hand signals,
Yes.
swims up to the octopus.
I will wave a
And-
tentacle.
And you see that he starts to kind of light up his hand, and it looks like the green ray of like battle light that you've seen from him before. Because like he has no idea what Robin is actually saying. And then at the very last moment, when Neb kind of waves the tentacle, he's like, and he's like mouthing stuff, and he cannot be
You
seen.
can't mouth. There's a regulator.
Exactly. And so he's trying to, and he's like, he's like, and then he just kind of, like tries to sign, like, sorry, and then he's like, and then he comes up and just touches the forehead of the octopus with a light.
All right. Neb, you shine bright like a diamond.
Can I see when that happens?
You can.
Okay.
We'll allow it. Give us a little description of what your Neb tiny octopus looks like.
So she was thinking of the giant octopus. So she's trying to emulate that, but it
Yeah.
ends up being this small
drawing.
octopus. It looks like a normal octopus, although you do see that the eyes are blue,
Mm-hmm.
and she hasn't figured out the camouflage yet. So as you poke her and make her light up, all of her tentacles start flashing in a bunch of different colors that she hasn't really figured out how to control and doesn't quite know why.
Yes.
And so you just see this like strobe effect happening with the light until she finally kind of just stops, and every one of her tentacles is just like slightly off brown.
Oh my god.
I am going to say, while you are lit up by Silas, you will have disadvantage on your stealth checks.
That's fair.
Oh.
They'll still
fair.
be good octopusy, stealth checks, but they will be disadvantaged.
I mean, being perfectly honest, like Adam, the player, had no clue what Hope was getting at, so Silas hoped that that's what she meant.
There you go. That's the hope.
Like I didn't know either. That's
Want to
perfect.
lose her.
All
I
of
love
you
it.
continue to describe your gestures and the
Yeah.
things that you're trying to communicate as if you have a regulator in your mouth and cannot communicate that way. Obviously, you can take it out if you want to stop breathing that air, or if you want to use your mouth for something else. All right. You all
Interpret it, it's like,
begin.
turn it to disco Neb.
You all begin to kick your way that direction. Neb, you are starting to figure out what this is and can elongate and, kind of in and out your way
Yeah.
forward. You can keep up really pretty well with all of these folks, sort of doing your own thing off to the side as you follow them along. So I'm going to say it's been about 7 to 8 minutes. You took some time getting used to the regulator. Now you're starting to move your way across. By the time you can really see the ship begin to come into your vision.
Mhm.
It's big, but not huge. Looking at it from where you are, it's probably a good another 30 feet from you at this point. It looks like it's about 120 feet long. I'm sorry, 180 feet long, 30 feet
Mhm.
tall, about 15 feet wide. The back end of it is lodged on some of the rocks of the kind of rocky ground. This is much more cliffy, rocky area over here. You remember from looking up above, these cliffs go straight in. There's no beach. So this is the rocks that are kind of petering off from that. The front end, however, is hanging off a steep drop. You can see from here, it's deeper than the light from above will penetrate. And as you sort of turn your bodies and look up towards the surface of the water, you see it's just roiling. 70 feet above, this water is churning. It is white water. You didn't check your gauges before you go, but if you had to guess, you're looking at 20, 30-foot waves up there on the surface.
Whoa.
Down here, you feel a slight wave, current deep below, but you are just low enough that wind and pressure that's moving that above, you seem to be below the majority of the power of that. As you look at it from here, you can see it is fairly well preserved in this cold water. There are absolutely places where some of the iron has rusted away and there are holes. It is quite overgrown. Barnacles, all of the rock faces. There is cold water coral that grows in this area that have kind of grown up around the back end of this ship, and it is kind of a ghostly figure ahead of you. Yeah. What would you like to do? The main thing you notice, it's this it's a solid side, and the main thing you notice is there's the smokestack that sticks up. This is a steam steamship, runs not unlike the train that you guys have learned about. There's a big smokestack that's sticking up in the middle. There are some tall masts with some, pulley crane systems on them, and a bunch of decks that are a little bit higher than the main hull. And I would say, let's take our break here. And when we come back next week, we'll begin to explore our sunken ship. Anything? Do you want to say something, Fairuza?
No, you're right. You're right.
Am I right? Okay, good. Thank you all so much for this week. Happy Valentine's Day, all of you, everyone at home. Thank you for being here. And remember that life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Good night.